Now, most of you already know that in last week's NEV insurance registration, ladies and gents, we had 3 days that were belonging to the, of course, May deliveries, and the last 3 days, which is from Thursday, will belong to obviously the June deliveries. Now, as seen on the screen, notice that last week total NEV registrations that Nio, of course, reported or we saw coming from Nio was 1,700, which is something that, of course, it's not that bad looking at the fact that we've been seeing the NEV insurance from Nio recently going on an uptrend, which is something that is incredible because the week prior to that, we got, of course, 1,600. Another week prior to that one, it was 1,400, 1,200, and 1,100, which was for the first week of May. So getting to see that at least we are on an uptrend when it comes to the NEV insurance registrations, it is something that obviously it is a good thing to watch, though it is still very low from the kind of NEV insurance registrations we are used to see Nio producing, and those are the kind of NEV insurance registrations that are over 3,000. So those are some of the good NEV insurance registrations that Nio used to provide, which of course, though it was of course not that what people wanted, but they were good, right? Because on a week they were able to obviously sell over 3,000 cars, which then resulted in a month Nio probably delivering over probably 12,000 vehicles, which was not that bad. But of course, even those kind of figures won't be called good at this stage, as Nio have launched most of their NT 2.0 models, which are expected to bring back the orders. And when talk about the orders, ladies and gents, as seen on the screen, another good news or other good news we got to read today is of course the news that came out from Morgan Stanley, who indicated that the ES6 of course orders accounted for of course 35 to 40% of the total orders that Nio received for the month of May, which obviously looking at the fact that of course orders began of course 2 weeks back, it just simply means that of course the ES6, it is of course seeing some good order numbers coming from of course consumers after its official launch that was back 2 weeks ago. But something to note right here is that obviously these 35 to 40% of these orders that we are seeing are countering for the total Nio orders in May. It is still lower than those orders we saw from the ET5 back in September when it started with the deliveries, because I think the ET5 had like 20% more than these kind of orders, or 35 to 40%, meaning that it was like 60% of the total orders, which obviously looking at the kind of environment that Nio is in, it's understandable as to why of course the ES6 would have lower orders than of course those orders in of course the times of the ET5 or when they unveiled the ET5, because right now there are so many new models that Nio has of course introduced, whereas back then when the ET5 was officially unveiled there were not so many new models that Nio was selling at that point in time. So it makes perfect sense why you would have the ET5 constituting to about 35 to 40% of the orders, whereas the ET5 was constituting to about 60% of the orders in its official unveiling time back in September of 2022. So it is still a very good thing, and it's something that is quite notable to say that it looks like the ES6 is of course taking the majority of the orders that we are seeing from Nio, which is already a good thing, or something that obviously it is a good thing that shows that this is a model which will do very well in terms of sales right here on Nio. But nonetheless, like I said, the 1,700, though it's not a good figure, it is of course good to see that, like I said, the NEV insurance registrations that Nio report on a week to week are on an uptrend, which is something that is quite notable. But of course, before we forget the house rules, or I forget the house rules, you already know that this video is just an entertainment video and not a professional financial advice video. And I really appreciate if you can just hit the likes button if you are enjoying the content that I'm giving you about Nio's NEV insurance registrations for of course last week, which involved 3 days for May and 3 days for this current month of June. So if you are enjoying this kind of content, hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content, because Nio is one of the stocks that I discuss a lot on this channel because I believe in its future prospects and its fundamentals. And regardless of Nio reporting low delivery numbers or low NEV insurance registrations recently, I still believe that this is a stock that obviously with time then we will see some good recoveries, and we'll see them of course delivering good delivery numbers, especially that now we are seeing already that the ES6 is already taking over in terms of the orders that we are coming into the Nio cars. So yes, if you're liking this content, consider hitting the subscribe button, and most importantly like, as it also helps with YouTube's algorithm. So yes, not only are we getting to see of course Nio increasing in terms of course the NEV insurance registrations or improving, but we are also seeing of course the ES6 constituting to about 35 to 40% of the orders which were made in of course May. And something that is incredible from that, or something to take from that, is this model was of course open for orders in almost or in the second last week of, I can say, or in the 4th week of May, which is something that obviously to get to see that with that they still of course were able to report or see a 35 to 40% of orders coming from that model. It is something that is quite notable, and right now I'm starting to think that the 30,000 orders coming from the ES6 rumors might be actually true, because ladies and gents, you know that there are quite a number of articles that were of course hitting the streets of social media saying that Nio has received an average of 90 cars or 90 ES6 per store in China, which is something that is quite incredible. This shows that chances are very high that we might see the ES6 performing the way that obviously Nio expected it or expects it to perform in terms of deliveries. I mean, I'm very excited, and I'm looking forward to the kind of figures that we will see of course now for the month of June. I mean, for this coming Friday Nio will be giving us their Q1 earnings, and there they are going to make of course their projections or their delivery guidance for the month of June. And I think Deutsche Bank has already made their predictions of saying that we might see Nio of course coming with delivery target of 10,000 for the month of June, which obviously won't be good looking at the fact that we are seeing of course yeah, companies like, though they're not in the same segment as Leo delivering over 27,000 vehicles on a month to month. So yes, I know that of course the 10,000 that we might get, if we are to get as Deutsche Bank's estimates, might not be good, but it is progress, and it will be progress looking at the kind of deliveries, or at the 6,000 or just over 6,000 deliveries that Nio delivered for the month of course May and April, which obviously those were not good deliveries, guys. So July might be that month where we see Nio maybe reporting the mind-blowing probably deliveries, because then they would have officially launched almost all of their models, or they would have started with the deliveries of almost all of their models except for the EC6, which obviously it is also expected to be to start with the deliveries very soon. So July might be that month where we see of course all the Nio cars being featured in terms of course full month deliveries, which boy, I must say, I really want to see the kind of deliveries that Nio will produce by the month of July. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought I should just give you this quick updates as to what is it that we saw from the NEV insurance registrations for the previous week, or for last week, or the period ending this past week, Saturday. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell, so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.